So let's start. The first introduction about the jQuery. So everyone might be having a doubt, what is jQuery? What is the purpose of the jQuery? The main purpose of the jQuery is to make it much simpler to use the JavaScript on your web. Since we know that there is a lot of complicated syntaxes in the JavaScript, so jQuery is the framework which can be used to make the JavaScript libraries APIs to be simpler. So, what is jQuery? jQuery is a lightweight, writeless mode to JavaScript library. The purpose of the jQuery is to make it much easier to use JavaScript on your web frame. JavaScript takes a lot of common tasks that requires many lines of JavaScript code to accomplish and wrap into its methods that you can call with a single line of code. It also allows us to do a lot of complicated JavaScript operations like Ajax, manipulations, etc. So, what this JavaScript library contains? First and foremost thing, the HTML and the DOM manipulation, the CSS manipulation to handle the HTML events, to handle the effects and the animations on the web page, to interact with the server through the asynchronous request by using Ajax, and it also provides a wide variety of utility functions which can be used. So then what is jQuery in commonly called as? jQuery has a plugin. It is a simple plugin which can be used to accomplish almost any kind of DOM related events or the activity on the web frame. So why jQuery? There are a lot of other JavaScript frameworks out there, but jQuery seems to be some of the more powerful and used more extensive. Why? Which are the companies that are using jQueries? Why they are using jQuery? All these questions may come into our mind. So first let us see which are the companies that are using jQuery. Some of the very big companies like Google, Microsoft, IBM, Netflix. So all these companies are using jQuery. Why? The reason, it is very easy to install and the syntax is very simple and it's very easy to use. If a framework or the programming language support these three aspects, then it's going to be used extensively. So let's see how to install the jQuery and how to use the jQuery in your HTML. Fine. It is very simple. Adding jQuery to your web page. First and foremost thing, to use the jQuery, you need to download the jQuery library and include in the page as mentioned below. Once it is included, then your installation is complete. So now all the APIs which are available from the JavaScript library or the jQuery is available to you on that page. For example, here is the syntax which how to install this jQuery in your page. You can add a simple script tag and the source of the jQuery.js file in your application. You can directly point this to the global URL of the jQuery.js, or you can download the jQuery.js and keep it in your local repository and you can use it. Notice that the script tag should be inside the page head section. So we need to ensure that the script tag is placed within the head section. It is one of the best practice to keep. Sometimes you also people keep at the below of the page, like after the at the end of the HTML, so that it is going to help with respect to the performance. So do you do you wonder why do we need to use type text/html inside the script tag? It is not required in HTML5. JavaScript is by default script language in HTML5 and all modern browsers. So if you are HTML5 browsers, then it by default script language, you no need to so do you under some of the scripts we can see there is a text return type equal to text slash JavaScript inside the script tag. This is no longer required in HTML5. JavaScript is by default scripting language in HTML5 and all modern browsers. So, how do you download the jQuery? How you are going to install the jQuery? So, we have just seen how to install the jQuery. So, what are the sources? What are the versions of jQuery available? There are basically two different versions available. One is the production version, another is going to be the development version. What is production? This is for your live websites because it has been minified and compressed so that the file size of your jQuery.js is going to be much smaller than the development version. The difference is this is for development is completely used in testing environment and a development environment, and it is going to be the uncompressed and the readable code. But in the production environment, the code will be compressed and minified so that the file size will be less, so that the load time is going to be less. What are the alternate places to download this jQuery? If you don't want to download directly from the jQuery website, you, you can also include it from the CDN, Content Delivery Network. So, who is going to support this CDN? Both Google and Microsoft host their jQuery. So this is the link what Google is providing. I have mentioned in the script, or you can also get it online. So you can just include that Google CDN into the script source, which leads to the faster download. With jQuery, you select the HTML element and perform the action. With jQuery, you can select the query HTML element and perform action on them. So, what is the syntax of the jQuery? The jQuery syntax is very simple, and to perform the action is also very clean. It is dollar, which represents the jQuery, selector, the element or the thing on which the um, action needs to be performed, and the action is what is the action or the API which or the library which needs to be called, action which needs to be called. So dollar defines the jQuery selector to query or to find the HTML elements, a query action to be performed on the element. Let us see some of the sample example before jumping into the APIs. First, $.this.height. What is this? As in other programming languages, this represents to the current element. So the particular element on which the action is performed is going to get hidden. $P. So it is going to hide all the P tags. $test hide. So it hides all the elements with class test. $test hide. It hide the element with the ID test. So if you see this, it looks so simple and it is so user friendly. So this is the key aspect of the jQuery. So thank you for watching, and from the next slide we will jump into the what are the different types of events available on the jQuery, and we will start seeing the programming aspects of the jQuery. Thank you.